Good morning, everyone. Really exciting day today, the launch of the new software. One of the 3 standard upgrades a year, as well as many patches along the way. Lots of good enhancements in the full release notes, but I'm most excited to have a look at the new look and feel and also access to Teamboard functionality. So I thought I'd release a quick video. I'll give you a link to the actual release notes and just have an initial look and feel and see what it's like and see what some of the functionality is in Teamboard and how I can maybe construct my first Teamboard. Okay, so let's get logged in. Hopefully you're going to watch the full webinar with Engage later. I believe it's going to be recorded, so if you can't catch it live, do have a look at the recording, see the full demo of the functionality. This is just my initial look and a quick play because actually I'm really excited to have a go with it. So I want to have a look at the software. I'm actually at a healthcare event in London, so I've just popped off to the side to record a quick video and hopefully you find it useful. But I really can't wait to get going with this Teamboard functionality, something that for those of you that are enterprise users, obviously you can take all sorts of advantage with this. You can underpin lots of project work. So let's have a quick look and let's see what we can do. It's just going to be a quick video for the moment. I'm going to have a good old go with it later, but let's just go in and see some of the obvious things. I'm not going to show some of the other functionality too much, but something I'm quite interested in. There's now indicators you can switch on to show where comments have been left on steps. So that's really useful to highlight where you've got feedback on some of your processes and draw your eye to it. So I'm going to log in quickly and let's have a look and see what we can see, really. Just on shared Wi-Fi at quite a popular event, so taking a bit of contention to actually get in there. It's not the best Wi-Fi, it's not the worst though. So here we are. I've got my settings set so that it'll open the last project I was in. It's always worth doing that. So if you did want to do that, it's a good setting to have just in case you get a Wi-Fi blip. Go into File and Options, and action at startup of actually open last project and diagrams is a very useful setting to have set for you. So just click OK and get rid of that one for a second. You can see I'm in a process map, and actually initially it's looking similar. So there has been some branding around the product. You'll notice as you're in different modules. So if you use this waffle menu to the top there, you'll now see there are some icons for the various modules. You'll also see the color coding. So it's very easy to see which actual module you're in. Really like the new icons. It just makes it clearer and easier to see where you are. And the color coding, so I'm in the modeler here, you can see the blue from the icon is taken into the rest of the software. Initially, I'm seeing a few new icons. The rename's been updated. The new button's been updated. The style button's been updated. The icons have been made clearer, and you can notice that a bit, but you'll notice it a lot more where you're using bigger screens. And again, new icons for the value stream and the swim lanes and the filters and the zoom. Design tab, again, new icons. They're just clearer, they're easier to see. Particularly like the differential now in the analysis tab. So it's quite clear now the difference between the various buttons. So generally it's great. Good look and feel changes all the way through some of these. Some updated icons, much clearer to see. Lots of new icons there, new icons in reports. Wonderful. As I said before, something that I have seen in the release notes, there is actually a feedback indicator. I don't have a map with feedback on, but turn on that indicator. Let's see whether I do have any feedback on one of these. I do. So it's a nice pink icon. I like that. I like that. Makes it really easy to see where stakeholders have left feedback on your process maps, and you need to interact with it. So just a handy productivity tool. I mean, it's the same with everything that the guys do in terms of the software. It's about making your life easier and making improvement easier for you. So, without too much further ado, I think I'm actually going to go into Teamboard, and forgive me if this demo isn't the slickest in the world, because this is literally the first time I've had my hands on it. I've seen a couple of screenshots and a couple of demos at the recent Engage user conferences in the UK, but I'm going to have a go. The first thing you need to bear in mind is, and I'm not going to show you this because I've already done it, there's an access privilege now in the user manager. You need to go in and give people Teamboard creator access. And once you've done that, they'll be able to access Teamboard, and they can get there through their I'm just having a look and seeing whether I have actually done it or not. So I'm looking for the icon. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing Teamboard. So let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, without too much further ado, I'm just actually going to go in and access it now. I just needed to check. What I'd done wrong was I'd given myself Teamboard create, but I hadn't given myself the Teamboard license. So thank you to Ivan for clarifying that one for me, but I'm doing this pre the webinar. So I'm doing it a little bit blind. It's absolutely first time. So just remember, to give Teamboard access, you need to go in and give yourself create Teamboard and give yourself the Teamboard license as well. URL, same sort of URL as all of the modules, so teamboard.engageprocess.com. And I'm now into Teamboard. So here it is. Doesn't look very spectacular at this particular stage, but I've got my waffle license, waffle menu down the side, so I can access anything that I want. Also, down the left-hand side here, it's my create. So what I'm going to do is create my first Teamboard, and we'll have a little go and have a little play and see what happens. So I'm going to go for a new Teamboard, and something I'm going to actually pick. So probably to-do list or improvement board. I'm probably going to go for a to-do list, because the thing I've got actually in mind, all of these have different configurations, so it's really a case of having a look. There's 6 at the start. In the next release, you will be able to configure your own, but if you have particular wishes, let us know, because it is very easy to create these, and Engage are looking for views from users who are actually taking advantage of this. So if you are an enterprise user with us, this is absolutely fantastic functionality, because you all have all this rich functionality at your fingertips for nothing, and you can start to use these Kanban boards, which are better than Trello, and I know that's a big claim. They're better than Trello in a number of ways. They're far more practical and far more structured, giving you multiple different views of the same information depending on what you're trying to do with the Kanban board. So I'm going to do a to-do list, and I'm going to name it as a continuous improvement strategy. No, we'll say plan, actually. So this is, I'm going to start to construct something around the work we do with customers who take enterprise, to support them, to train users, to coach them, to get the best out of the system, and to come up with a bespoke continuous improvement approach that they can use, and they can really hit the ground running. So I'm going to have a play with that, because it's something that's fresh in my mind. So let's see what we can do. So straight away, I've got a board, and you can see with this to-do list, the actual Kanban boards functions, you've got new, to do, doing, done, postponed, rejected. So over here, I've got a load of different views, but I'm going to come back to those because until I've actually got some tickets on here, it won't make a lot of sense. So I'm going to add a ticket. Now, the various configurations of various different template options give you different headers and drop downs within the menus here. So there is config that you can do, so you can change the names and you can change some of the drop downs as well, and I'll show you that in a second. But we're actually just going to start to look at this particular one. So I'm going to look at a project that, say, we start in the first week of January, so this will be something that we're going to start to do around then. So in particular, let's have a look. So we're going to say something that starts 6th. So the first week, what we would do in the first week, we'll assign to myself. You can add people to the team boards. Status of new, short description is create CI plan and approach. So first piece of work is we look at what organizations need to do in terms of their strategies and help them to create a bespoke plan and approach that utilizes all of the tools and techniques that Engage has to the maximum to deliver the outcomes that they're looking to do. So it'll be review, strategy, project, program, documents, and align CI, approach, and plan to deliver outcomes. What else have I got in here? So within that particular thing, so I can link to a process. I don't have a process for this at the moment. I can add attachments. So in the future, we may well have standard templates that we look at for this, and I can add a particular task in there. So let's add a couple of tasks in there. Say on the first day, I'm going to want the documents to be created. As I say, this is me doing this blind, so forgive me if I mess something up, but it'll be review documents and agree key outcomes. So understanding the strategy, the program, the benefits, realization, anything around what the organization is trying to achieve, understand that and help to deliver. So that's review existing documentation. Or potentially, maybe there isn't current stuff, so it might be create documentation for key benefits and outcomes for vision. Okay, so we'll just chuck that on there. That's one task. And we'll just add another task. So the way I see it, the next task with that particular piece of work is going to be creating a bespoke plan and approach to agree with the client. We create that bespoke plan and approach, and I suppose the next thing within that task for the end of that week is going to be review and agree with client and sign off. So going to chuck those in there. Review, agree, and sign off. Okie dokie, let's not go for too much detail. So there's my first ticket. Oh, up it goes. It's in the new. I believe, yeah, I can just click and drag it. I can adjust some of the fields that are in there. So I can stick it in the to-do. I can break these out. The actual tasks within it, they can be in different stages, I think. Let's just have a look. Yeah, so I can move them around in terms of stages. Well, I will move them around for demonstration purposes, but there you go. So you can see they're in different stages. Okay, that's great. That's really, really good. I like that. So let's add something else on. So we've had a look at the strategies. We've had a look at the plans. We're now going to, in the second week, start to train users. So we will look at training two sets of users, so a cohort of 14 to 20, so two sessions plus system admin training. And then we'll look at some configuration options as well. So this particular ticket will run for the second week. Oh, I didn't mess with the priority. Obviously, it's high priority to get the training done. I'm just going to allocate it to me. Training two cohorts and system admin. Won't do too much in terms of explanation and again attachments, but I'll add the tasks in there, and we'll say we're going to do the training on Monday. We're going to do first set of training. Probably easier way to add the dates. First set of training, system admin training and configuration. So half day training the users and understanding their needs, but a half day of that is us practically getting the system set up so you can hit the ground running straight after the training and get full advantage. So I'm just going to add a couple more tasks in here, and then I might just start taking a look at some of the functionality quickly. So on the 14th, we're going to do BA training. Excellent. Business analyst training. Cohort 1. And we do have standard training docs, so I could add them to that. And then the next one we're going to do is again business analyst training on the Wednesday. So day 2. So again, just didn't do the priority. BA cohort 2. So okay, we've got some tasks and we've got some actions on there. Let's have a look. So we've got that one here. So we'll say it's a new one, little chevron by it. I can break out the particular ones and well, we'll just leave them where they are for the moment. So I've got a couple on there. Obviously, you've seen it's relatively easy to do. You've seen the fields. There's a little settings wheel here where you can actually look at some of these headers. So created by, end, explanation, process, short description, start, end. So status in there, I can be changing the status and to do, done, doing. So I can adjust some of these functionalities. In this beta release, this is the main way you can do configuration to change some of the headers depending on the template. In the next release, you will have so much functionality to make this exactly what you want. Do have a go at it and have a look at the various templates. I'm just having a quick look at one here. So just clicking OK to that one. So let's just have a look around, really. Obviously, I love the stuff with swim lanes and flipping it into swim lane with a click of a button. You've got different configured overviews, so I can go to a task view. So you're having the main ticket there and the 3 tasks split out in a different way. And again, the main ticket and the tasks. So it's a task orientated view from left to right. Which is wonderful, if you're trying to have a meeting about what's going on in each one. Tabular view, if you want to pull this stuff out into a table or Excel. And again, I can edit the stuff within this view. So multiple different views. This is where Trello does nothing like this. Trello has that one-dimensional view. And the one that I'm quite excited about as well, I'm excited about everything. I'm quite sad when it comes to this stuff. Calendar view. So now let's have a look at the calendar view, and I can now see my work in the calendar view. Some really good stuff coming in the future about integrating that to particular calendars and an Office 365 integration. But I can see those tasks and when they're going to be done on that calendar view. So multiple different views. I'm assuming just in calendar view. Yeah, as I thought, you gotta love the quality of the development. I can double click on them, open them, and edit them, as you'd expect from Engage Process. They've been at this game a long time, and they make some fantastic software. Filtered view. Let's see, what can I filter? Add a rule. Okay. So yeah. Start is today, tomorrow. So that's very much some current filters in there at the moment. So let's try priority, just the high ones. I'll get rid of the and statement, so I'll just apply that. So yeah, just filtered out to show me purely the high priority ticket. Excellent stuff in there. So sort by ascending, sort by ID, search in here as well. So let's search for BA. I know I put that on one ticket. Wait a sec, I've got filter on. So disable the filter, apply it, search for BA. Did I put BA? Search for, let's say, training. Yeah, and it's filtered the view down to training. So just having a little play there. I'm really excited about this functionality, as I say. So that's my first board, or actually that's only a fraction of it, because we need to build in the coaching. We also need to build in some ongoing, some training for sharing and collaboration, and a few other things that we look at in terms of doing these things. So it's just throw out another new board there. As you see, you've got a support board, you've actually got audits, so you can start to look at if your auditors are using the software to review processes. Event planner in there as well. I will be using that to plan some events, maybe our user groups, our user meetups. That's going to go through the event planner, and maybe I'll even be sending you links and allocating tasks to you guys that are doing the case studies for us. So let's have a quick look at an improvement board and throw a ticket on there just to give you a view of the different templates. So different headers again, add an idea and a problem. So problem identification, ideas, that's good. I like that. So a lot more fields in here. And I'm also guessing that within the config, there'll be a lot more things that, lists that I can amend, process, priority. So you can change the names of the field as well. You can't always change the drop downs depending on what they are. You can have different statuses, change the colors, lots and lots of config. So guys, it's really good. The release notes that give you the full details are, let me have a look where they will be. So here you go. This is the release notes telling you about all the functionality as well as the Teamboard stuff. Enhancements in modeler, viewer, Teamboard, publisher, reporting. Important point to note that these are based on user requirements that have been identified, and so please do use that wish button. Hopefully this has been useful. I'm really excited. Go and have a go, give yourself access and see how you can get the best out of it.